Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. It is the Better Than Wilhelm series where we are playing Age of Imperialism mod pack for Civilization 3. And we are back once again to, well, try to do the things that Wilhelm could never do. And today we're going to be trying to continue our fight for Paris and see if we cannot try and take this wonderful island over here of Corsica, because the Italians have been trying and they have been failing. In our last video, I have been taking over the Spanish islands. We've been holding the Spanish at bay for a while as they are quite scared to attempt any combat with me. So I've been trying to push the needle at least a little bit to get some easy wins. We're also protecting our Russian border because I'm expecting a fight with the Russians as well as the British. So we're going to see what we can do for today, and we're going to try and get as much stuff conquered in the time that we have this week. Now, I am not posting this video on Monday. As you can tell, I'm posting it on Wednesday, and there's a reason for that. It has been the weather's been quite rough here in my neck of the woods, and quite frankly, it has been, well, needless to say, it's just been such a drain. A terrible, terrible drain. And obviously, it has exhausted me. Not only that, my job has exhausted me very thoroughly, so I have just been trying to find excuses to not do a whole lot. So, to make up for it, I am going to try and do much more stuff in the videos that I'm going to publish this week, as well as trying my hand at primarily trying to get my World of Warcraft going at least a little more. I've noticed that the channel does not seem to appreciate World of Warcraft content much anymore, but I still like doing it, so I'm still going to do it. But I am really glad to see that numbers are really starting to top off with my Civilization 3 series here. So that has definitely made me a lot more happier to see. And I thank you guys very much for it. I genuinely do. You guys really do show what you want to see, even if it is a quiet, very, very quiet consideration. So, this is the plan for this week. Now, I did upload a World of Warcraft video yesterday. And mostly in those videos, it's just me leveling in random zones, just yapping, doing stuff, not really talking about the game. So, if that interests you to listen to me yap, then by all means, feel free to watch. Dun, dun, dun. Wow, the Spaniards are really getting their butt kicked by the Balkans. That's quite sad. How unfortunate. The Balkan Navy is quite weak. But oh my gosh, it's so plentiful. Look at how many ships they have. And they're all cheap ships too. I kind of saw that coming. Might be able to snatch Corsica. I think so, anyway. They pretty much ran out of units. I'm wondering if I can somehow figure out a way to get enough bombardment. Yeah. A lot of resistance ending, which is really, really good. Very good, very decent. And we're gonna move that artillery up. I'm gonna launch our strikes on Paris. Eventually, I am more interested in trying to do this. So I'm gonna load that into a transport. That unit into a transport. I'm gonna take these cavalry units and throw them into a transport. And then I'm gonna take this transport. Where is it? There it is. And take it right here, drop them off, and head back right in there. They won't be able to attack this turn, but at least I'll have the island somewhat secured. We're gonna try and uproot the French out of Indochina. That is definitely something that I have to do. I don't want them getting too entrenched in their colony states. How is Madagascar looking? Okay, I think the random Cossack, the random Persian Cossack might be dead. I think it died. But I'm not going to take chances, because they might just be loitering. Now I'm just going to use this cavalry to start sniping and picking off random wounded Spaniards so that I can hopefully figure out some way of getting at least a promotion to get an army. I'd like to get another corps. If possible, I'd like to get another corps. Taking Guam, German Guam. German Guam. Would you ever thought something like that were to happen? Insanity, some would say. Very insane. Okay, I do have a steam transport on its way in to port. And I'm gonna try and get some units ready for it. Because I really, really would like to get some units on that boat to get into Madagascar. The city defense is destroyed. And it looks like my Mediterranean fleet has arrived, and I need to expand it a good bit, I think. I need it expanded. Ba 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 ba. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bombard as much as we can. Get everything bombarded, leveled, and see how much we can get here. Pow. London is very big. Look at that number. 109, jeez. Berlin ain't even that big. Holy crap. Pow. I still feel like I don't have enough artillery to even puncture these damn defenses. And it doesn't help that I keep missing. Right. Okay. More bombardment. And I still feel like I don't have enough bombardment to make any dent. Because the units just keep cycling. And it's still not enough. Christ. Maybe I can make some sort of dent. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I figured. I don't think I'll be able to. Would be nice. If I throw enough infantry at it, maybe. Not really the most ideal. Maybe. I don't know. True advanced trench warfare is just running from one trench line to the next. Am I right? They like to build the freaking machine guns, which honestly are useless to me right now. I need more offensive units, not defensive. Obviously, it's just one big... Blah. Sorry guys, I'm still a little tired from my job. It's been stressful. Very stressful at my job, and it just makes things so drowsy. But I'm hoping to perk up here in this video. I might just have enough infantry to try to brute force into Paris. Maybe. Hopefully. Of course, I don't want to leave too many things exposed. I have a whole horde of Spaniards outside these cities that I really, really would not want to get a little cocky. But I know my infantry units are better than theirs, so I guess I can afford to get a little cocky. I'm also more worried about not having enough units to make the final push, especially with all those units up there. It would be a very bad pain in the ass to get so far and not get there, you know? Would not be ideal. Let me get back here because I need to see. 2 units. I can use one of them at least. Even if it is to just soften it up. I can't remember how many was in that city. I know it was an annoying amount. At least with less of them, I can just easily bombard the city for the rest of those units. So that kinda does help. Hmm. I did not see or remember that cavalry there. I'm glad I saw it now. I might be able to take out the Paris Guard. The Paris Guard is not as strong as the rest of those units that are just sitting in there. Rest is specialist in Bordeaux. I want to get rid of that Maxim gun for the most part, too. The Maxim gun will definitely be a hindrance due to its high defense. And high defense just means pain. Alright, another one bites the dust. And another one's gone, and another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey. Okay. Let's see if I can't try to knock out this Paris Guard. That's the more annoying unit, too. Next to the Maxim guns, the Paris Guard just is annoying. Very annoying. Huh. Well, I can do this. It's 4 units. Might not be enough. But I can try to make it enough. Let's load them up into this transport. Stop doing that. Maybe not that transport, maybe this transport. Okay. And then we'll load that up. And it keeps taking me down here and it's getting annoying. Fine. Just bombard it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to constantly be constant with me. Yeah, I don't see that Persian Cossack. Which is a good sign. Very good sign. Because that was annoying. Because that's annoying. Okay. Let's get down here. I'm gonna unload all of them. And then, obviously, I gotta worry about these raw materials over the soldiers that I just dropped off. Clearly. Okay, let's see if we can't break into Paris a little more. Not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. In fact, that was very, very upsettingly annoying. Are you telling me the Scandinavians kind of suck at this? It does seem that way. It would be funny if I could. Just use a Maxim gun and just barrel roll in there, which it won't work, but it would be funny if it did. It would be absolutely freaking hilarious. I will need one of those, though, to take this trench so that I can move this guy out and move him in. Because I have a faint idea. That is very upsetting to see. That is very upsetting to see happen. In fact, I am offended that happened. Dramatically offended that happened. I didn't know they had retreat. I know damn well that home guard is not that strong. I know for a fact. It is not that deep. Alright, let's see if I can't knock out more of these guards this turn. There we go. We have successfully taken Paris. It is now the honor and privilege of kicking the French out of the French homeland. Yes! Now to Corsica. And to the, well, Madagascar. We have more to really take, but, you know, we're getting there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting there. Painfully, but we're getting there. Awfully slow, but still good enough. Okay. With all that out of the way now, we can move all of these troops down. I'll move him inside the city. I got all of these artillery that I'm going to have conduct as sentry for the next turn, because they're going to be moving down into Spain to handle with that. And now, the French officially have no industry, meaning that they are not allowed to build their big main units anymore. And so they're only stuck with colonial troops. Which is a great thing indeed. Truly something to toast to. It seems the Spaniards are afraid of me, but they're not afraid of Austria. Austria-Hungary. Very, very curious about that. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Am I right? It took a couple episodes, guys, but taking Paris is definitely a big thing that I absolutely enjoy now. And now we'll take Corsica, and then we're going to take Spain, and then we're going to own a good chunk of Europe. And if the Russians have to come fight me, then I'll be ready for it. I'll have enough defense for that, and offense for that too. And if the British come after me, then hell or high water, I will take Canada if I have to. I will take every one of the British colonies if I have to. I can always use the American states that are under my control to make, well, to do all the stuff that we need to do. Bum bum bum. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Move these guys down because I'm gonna have them all rested and everything else. They'll be ready to move in as a group. And I don't think I'm going to engage with that Spaniard army. I think I'm just going to ignore them and just go right into fight. Just go right on in to fight the cities as a whole. And it looks like Huska is wounded pretty bad. Curious. Very curious. I hate that there's a mountain tile there that's gonna just stop me. Kind of a pain. Kind of a pain. We'll heal the wounded in Paris and have it all figured out. Okie dokie. Now, how many more wounded? There's still a lot more wounded. So all the non-wounded will move to the front. The wounded will move into cities and get themselves healed. Because they are in need of healing. Before I send them back to the front line. Okay. And now, with these guys on the island, I'm going to have them wait. I don't need them to attack just yet. Colonies obviously produced a lot of raw resources. And now, we're going to have every one of these all bow, bow, bow. And we'll go ahead and take the Caroline Islands. They're going to be happy. They will be happy. And we're going to keep those raw resources there because they mean literally nothing to me. Nothing to me at the present moment. And now we'll wait for all the bombardment from our ships. Okay, and I'm thinking that we can end this episode on us taking Corsica. Honestly, I think it would be a great end to the video. Maybe, hopefully. As long as our cavalry don't get freaking fricked up, you know. We should be able to take it pretty easily. We might actually gain a core out of it. If we can get a corp out of it, it would be so handy. That's why I sent all my elites that I had on hand. in just hopes that I can, push through. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely abhorrent. I don't like that. And I wish I had blitz on that. And Davos is ours. And now we have to set up for the Palu Island takeover. And we weren't gonna get Corsica. I was kind of hoping we could, but I don't know how many guard is in there now. Honestly, I'm gonna lose a cavalryman if I'm not careful. And that would not be good at all. And that, my friends, this will conclude today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying this series. And until next time, peace out.